आज द विकी लालवानी शो पर सन ऑफ अमरीश पुरी, राजीव पुरी. अनुपम खेर went on to say that if he had performed Mogambo तो वो इतना स्टिफ नहीं होते. क्या आपके डैडी आपके हिसाब से इस रोल में स्टिफ थे?
नॉट एट ऑल. स्टिफ तो जरा भी नहीं थे.
राज कपूर offered him राम तेरी गंगा मैली,
Yeah.
but Mr. Amrish Puri could not do it.
Daddy was already committed to another project.
Simi Garewal's Rukhsat. The movie was Do Kaidi. Govinda came late, and it is said that your dad lost his temper and slapped Govinda. Your dad mentions in the book The Act of Life that DDLJ won 10 trophies. I should have got an award. I was hurt.
He did feel like that.
Salman, Shahrukh and even Amit ji used to tease him कि आपके डब्बे में तो सब वेजिटेरियन है, घास फूस है.
Yeah.
तो कभी सलमान के डब्बे से नहीं खाया वो सब बिरयानी मटन जो उसके
नहीं
घर का एकदम फेमस है?
ऐसा कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट भी नहीं होता था. मे बी यू वुड टेक अ स्पून ऑफ इट एंड टेस्ट इट.
इन अंदाज अपना अपना राजकुमार संतोषी wanted a character which would be brother of Mogambo. Zorambo he called it.
Daddy was not very keen on doing another Mogambo. Then they changed the character and then they make it Crime Master Gogo. At a party we met Sridevi ji. People were talking about her performance in Nagina and Sridevi just said कि मैंने तो डांस इतना अच्छा किया लेकिन मेरे साथ में अमरीश जी थे in the frame and मेरे ऊपर तो किसी की नज़र गई नहीं. सब लोग अमरीश जी को देख रहे थे.
The role of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan in Mohabbatein after DDLJ was written for your dad. Sunny Deol and Ajay Devgan considered him as their dad. They were sons to him.
जब भी सनी जी यहाँ से निकलते हैं या अजय जी यहाँ से निकलते हैं they always look at our home and डैडी को ऐसे प्रणाम करके फिर जाते हैं.
बंगलों को देख के नमस्कार करते हैं.
हाँ.
Steven Spielberg said Amrish Puri is the best villain
Yeah.
ever.
Yes. Even when Daddy passed away, he wrote a special letter to us. Daddy, the way he was maintaining his fitness and all that, I think he would have easily been around for another 25 years. लेकिन
And I just hope wherever your dad is, he's watching this interview and saying, Mogambo खुश हुआ. आज द विकी लालवानी शो पर राजीव पुरी, सन ऑफ अमरीश पुरी, one of the finest actors that India has produced. Welcome to the Vicky Lalwani show, Rajiv sir.
Thank you, Vicky.
Rajiv sir, I really don't know where to start from, honestly, because your dad, Amrish Puri, worked so much and every work that he did stood out. But I'll start from Mogambo. If I remember correctly, he was not the first choice for Mr. India. And Anupam Kher had shot for the film about 3 months. What exactly happened?
I'm not sure whether he shot for the movie or not.
But Kher Saab, in a recent interview, said that he felt very small when he was replaced.
ये तो डायरेक्टर का चॉइस होता है एंड every actor does go through all this at times. Casting is so important. Like my father always used to say that casting after the script, it's the casting which is most important. So the director did what he felt right.
Shekhar Kapoor.
That's right.
You know what puzzled me in this replacement was that Kher Saab went on to say after the film released that if he had performed the role तो वो इतना स्टिफ नहीं होते. अब क्या आपके डैडी आपके हिसाब से इस रोल में स्टिफ थे?
Not at all. He stuck to his character. जो कैरेक्टर था उसके हिसाब से उन्होंने वो रोल निभाया एंड स्टिफ तो ज़रा भी नहीं थे. He knew what the role demanded and did exactly the way the director had visualized.
घर पर कभी बात होती थी, डैडी ने कभी तो बोला होगा ये अनुपम खेर रोल करने वाले थे, क्योंकि मोगैम्बो तो हर रूम में होगा.
घर पे ऐसी बातें कभी नहीं होती थी बिकॉज दीज आर ऑल प्रोफेशनल टॉक्स एंड डैडी कभी प्रोफेशनल टॉक्स को घर पे नहीं लाते थे.
Suppose he had a great scene, he will not come and enact it and show it to you
नहीं नहीं
or show it to
नहीं, he
his
never
wife, your mother.
No, he never did that. But of course, when he had to prepare for the next day, which he always used to take out, however busy, even if we had guests at home and घर में हमारी family आई होती थी, dinner जो भी चल रहा होता, but he would always excuse himself, go into his room and make that थोड़ी सी तैयारी next day के लिए अपना कर लेते थे. And he was very fast at memorizing his lines and all that. तो वो अपना जो कुछ भी उन्होंने जो exercise करना होता था वो करके, and then he would feel that he's done his work for the day. But घर पे कभी gossip नहीं होता था.
Imagine Anupam Kher as Mogambo.
Anupam Kher ji is a fine, versatile actor, but मैंने कभी ऐसे सोचा नहीं है, मैंने कभी ऐसे इमेजिन करके देखा नहीं है कि हाउ ही वुड बी. आई मतलब इट वाज नॉट आई एम नॉट एन एक्सपर्ट इन दैट.
This competition or rivalry, if I can call it, continued when in Nagina 2, which was Nigahein, Anupam Kher did Amrish Puri Saab's role.
Daddy was never wanting to do Nagina 2 or Nigahein because whatever image he had to make for himself, whatever he had to do, he had stamped that and projected that in Nagina, and I don't think Nigahein was ever meant for him.
क्योंकि बाद में उस पिक्चर के बाद भी अनुपम खेर ने एक स्टेटमेंट दिया. उसने कहा कि मैंने तो बहुत ओवर एक्टिंग कर दी निगाहें में. इन अ वे ही एक्नॉलेज्ड इनडायरेक्टली दैट मोगैम्बो के लिए अमरीश पुरी साहब बेस्ट थे.
Yeah, that's, if he has said it like that, फिर तो like you know, that's very sweet of him, very kind of him. But मैं एक चीज़ तो मैं जानता हूँ कि मोगैम्बो जिस तरह से डैडी ने निभाया है वो वाला कैरेक्टर, वो वाला रोल, वो एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही करना था. और इवन द डायरेक्टर शेखर कपूर साहब, ही ऑल्सो सेड दैट I wanted exactly this thing to happen, that the role be enacted in such a way कि बच्चों को भी वो कैरेक्टर से प्यार हो जाए, and people of every age feel that wow, this is something, you know.
In fact, your dad, I think himself looked into the attire, the dress and everything. I think a lot of things, the color of the hair.
Yes. But he was always very curious and very interested in knowing get-up कैसा बनने वाला है. He used to take keen interest in that. अब कोई भी, you see any of his movies, you see his get-up, you see his wig, you see his makeup. He used to have trials and trials over trials, trying to see, and if it was an elderly type of person, how much hair should he be having, how much hair over the years, how much hair on top of his head. So he used to actually be directing the wig wala also कि यार इधर से थोड़ा कम करो, इधर से थोड़ा ज़्यादा करो, ये authentic नहीं लग रहा है, it cannot be like this. So ultimately, because of his life's experiences, he knew exactly what the character should look like, and he wouldn't leave that makeup artist or that wig maker during those trials till he was not satisfied up to that last hair ka addition or removal. There was no compromise in that. So he, even if he would come back late at home at midnight also, the costume walas and the makeup artist, everybody would be at home
for the next day,
for the next whatever his commitment was.
So much involvement कोई भी प्रोड्यूसर और डायरेक्टर को ऐसे नहीं लगा कि ये इन्वॉल्वमेंट एक हद तक, समटाइम्स प्रोड्यूसर्स एंड डायरेक्टर्स डू गेट लिटिल एग्जैस्परेटेड कि हमको करने दो, आप इतना क्यों इंडल्ज कर रहे हो?
नहीं, I think on the contrary, the producers and the directors, they were so happy that he would take personal interest, and it was, everybody knew this, and सबको ये चीज़ पता थी कि अमरीश जी को एक बार अगर साइन किया तो फिर उनका इन्वॉल्वमेंट आएगा, नॉट इन द क्रिएशन, नॉट इन द मेकिंग ऑफ द मूवी और एनीथिंग, बिकॉज एक बार once the script is okayed by dad, uske baad mein he would never this thing, then he would just surrender to the director and tell the director, you are the captain of the ship, ab aap jaise bologe waise hoga. So but before that there would be discussions and there would be debates, and कि ये ऐसा क्यों होना चाहिए, ये ऐसा क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए, because he was a very very intelligent actor. He and his experience of theatre was also behind him. और अगर समझो कुछ भी चीज़ अगर इनकम्प्लीट होती है तो then like those people, they had to face the music. मिस्टर इंडिया के शूट में मुझे शेखर कपूर जी ने बताया, डैडी asked him a question, how would you like me to project Mogambo? And Shekhar Kapoor ji told him, you project Mogambo as if you're doing a Shakespearean character for a 5-year-old child. And that's how I want you to be portraying that role. And then I remember Shekhar ji telling me that Amrish ji did it exactly the way I explained to him. And he's one of the main reasons why Mr. India will be remembered for years to come.
And yes, it will be remembered forever.
True.
You said once the script was okayed, he never got much into it or anything. But I remember once, ironically, the script was okayed, लेकिन उनके साथ एक अजीब वाक़या हुआ वो प्रेम पुजारी में. जब उन्होंने हाँ कह दिया था फिल्म के लिए, उनको कहा गया था, जैसे कि उन्होंने अपने बुक में लिखा है द एक्ट ऑफ लाइफ में, कि हम लंदन चलेंगे, वहाँ शूट होगा, काफ़ी सीन्स होंगे. और वहाँ उनका कहना है कि उनके असिस्टेंट्स ने देव साहब के उनको धोखा दिया. He was cheated by the assistants. They promised him something else and they gave him something else.
Vicky, first of all, Prem Pujari was made in
70.
1969. Shooting हुई थी उसकी 1969 में. Daddy he was very very new. फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में बहुत नए थे और वो एक उनका ट्रांजिशन चल रहा था. He was not on top of his game or anything like that. He was, तो वो टाइम पे when an actor is new, ये सब चीज़ें होती हैं, सबके साथ में होती हैं. And one has to, it's a part of the game. He was a small actor, struggling actor at that time. Struggling means looking out for roles and all that. तो ये सब चीज़ें तो मतलब होती हैं. All these are these things are part of an actor's life.
Did he not go to Dev Saab and have a chat with him? Because Dev Saab was very, accommodating as far as I know.
As a theatre actor, Daddy was so confident of his acting skills that sometimes in these type of situations he would feel that ठीक है मेरा, when the right time comes, सही चीज़ हो जाएगी. The actor does feel bad about these things, but we उसको लेके तो बैठे नहीं रहे. Then you have to keep on looking further.
He was very, very particular about time. Punctuality is for a reason, I agree. But I remember one incident which the internet is full of. That was with Govinda. The movie was दो कैदी. Govinda came late. 9 बजे की जगह वो 6 बजे आए शाम को. सुबह का शूट था. And it is said that your dad lost his temper and slapped Govinda.
I don't think that's true. I don't think. He was never the type to, he never lost his temper like that. He would raise his voice only after somebody would irritate him twice or thrice or something like that. But otherwise, I don't think he would have ever slapped anyone. That's not true.
Did he tell you about it?
No, I've also heard about it, read about it, but it isn't so much significant that मतलब मैं उसके बारे में सोचूं, क्योंकि मेरे को मालूम है कि डैडी ऐसे कभी करेंगे ही नहीं.
बिकॉज इंटरनेट में ये भी कहा है कि गोविंदा ने कसम खा ली कि मैं काम नहीं करूंगा पुरी साहब के साथ. नो, बिकॉज ही कम्स लेट, एवरीबडी नोज.
हाँ, बट उसके वजह से शायद गोविंदा ने फ्यूचर में डैडी के साथ काम नहीं किया होगा, बिकॉज ही मस्ट हैव मे बी अंडरस्टूड, ही मे हैव कम लेट एंड ही मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड कि भाई वो लेट आने से इनके साथ में ठीक नहीं होगा, तो शायद उसके वजह से नहीं किया होगा. बट डैडी वाज लाइक ही I don't think he had any grudges against anyone for these type of things.
सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन. अभी तक का इंटरव्यू आई होप आपको पसंद आ रहा है, लेकिन आगे बढ़ने से पहले थैंक यू. आप सभी ने मेरे इंटरव्यूज को बहुत सारा प्यार दिया है, बट आई हैव बीन टोल्ड कि आप में से सिर्फ 8% लोगों ने इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया है. व्हाट आर यू वेटिंग फॉर? सब्सक्राइब बटन दबाइए, बेल आइकॉन पे क्लिक कीजिए. अगर आप टेक्नोलॉजी से ज्यादा वाकिफ नहीं हैं तो आस्क अ फ्रेंड और योर चाइल्ड टू हेल्प यू एंड सब्सक्राइब टू नेवर मिस एनी इंटरव्यूज ऑन द विकी लालवानी शो. एंड नाउ बैक टू द वीडियो. We go over to Reshma Aur Shera, which officially, according to him, is the first film that he did. Because in an interview, he mentions that my first film is Reshma Aur Shera. He does not talk about Prem Pujari.
Yeah, maybe Reshma Aur Shera was his first commitment. There was a proper schedule. And Dutt Saab, Sunil Dutt Saab was a very, very organized man.
I'm going back to Mogambo. There's a small story there that in Andaz Apna Apna, Rajkumar Santoshi wanted a character which would be brother of Mogambo. Zorambo, he called it.
That's right.
वो क्या कहानी है?
Daddy was not very keen on doing another this thing. He wanted Mogambo to be Mogambo and stand out. But then they changed the character and then they made it Goga or something like that. Crime Master Gogo, I think.
So you mean to say the Crime Master Gogo was not there originally? It was Zorambo. And because Zorambo didn't happen, Crime Master Gogo happened, which was played by Shakti Kapoor. Dad ने शूट बिल्कुल नहीं किया था.
नहीं, शूट नहीं किया था.
कर्मा में भी उनको ऑफर हुआ था रोल, डॉक्टर डैंग का. उसमें सुनने में आया कि जब उन्होंने सुभाष घाई को पूछा एक दिन कि he wanted to work with Subhash Ghai. Subhash Ghai was making lovely films and he said कर्मा में कोई रोल है क्या? तो
नहीं, I don't think Daddy would have ever asked Subhash Ghai because Subhash ji he's a very sharp filmmaker and he knows his casting perfectly. He knows which actor will fit that particular role. So ऐसे मतलब I don't think Daddy's never done that. And plus it all depends also like actor के availability, उसके dates.
ऐसा कहते हैं कि घाई joked with him and said आपका रोल अनुपम खेर कर रहा है.
नहीं, I don't think. और डैडी के साथ में ऐसा कोई जोक करे ये मैं हाँ I can't even imagine.
A very strict person, a very intimidating, if I can call it, because the personality which we saw on screen, and I'm talking about movies before we go to his theatre days, was of a very strict person. I remember Karan Johar saying somewhere that when Prithvi was made, Prithvi Theatre, and the acoustics were put in place, last row में भी लोग डरते थे उस आवाज से. वो आवाज इतनी बुलंद थी, इतनी बेहतरीन थी और इतनी डोमिनेटिंग थी.
डैडी की जो ट्रेनिंग है वो मतलब जो भी मैंने डैडी के पास से सुना है वो उनकी ट्रेनिंग ही ऐसी थी. वो ही वॉज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ इब्राहिम अलकाजी. तो ही एंड सत्यदेव दुबे साहब, both of them were students over there. So then Satyadev Dubey साहब became a playwright and a director, and daddy became tilted towards acting. तो लेकिन वो ट्रेनिंग ही ऐसी थी कि वो इब्राहिम अलकाजी ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से दैट एक एक्टर की आवाज़ ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि राइट एट द लास्ट रो पीपल शुड बी एबल टू हियर द डायलॉग perfectly, and the voice ka throw should be such that the actor should know exactly that my voice is now reaching the 10th row and the 15th row. So the actor would project his voice in such a manner. So daddy had done a lot of this voice throw ka training jo bhi hota hai wo he had done that, and I know that he had that art of throwing his voice to a particular distance.
I think it was done with Mr. P.D. Shenoy, the voice modulation.
Voice modulation, उन्होंने भी, yeah, P.D. Shenoy ji was also one of his coaches.
There is one more interesting thing about Mogambo I want to discuss is that first Amrish Puri thought that he will go bald and then he decided against it.
Maybe it was just a consideration or something like that, but then finally this was the getup which, and they were definitely thinking of different hairstyles and all that, but this was finally locked.
I think Shekhar Kapoor told him that not another Shakal.
If you see the total getup,
Yeah.
along with the whole costume that he's wearing,
Yeah.
this getup, this hairstyle, golden hair का जो hairstyle जो था, that was best suited.
आपने एक जवाब नहीं दिया. Was he strict? Was he like at home? Because that body language which I told you, I remember even Sawan को आने दो, Rajiv sir. You know, it was such a simple role that a father who doesn't want his daughter to marry the hero, Arun Govil in that case,
Yes.
Zarina Wahab,
Yeah.
his daughter. Just sitting there and the way he looks at Arun Govil and Arun Govil looks at him. Even in the last scene where Arun Govil comes and he gets up and acknowledges him and hugs him. That personality was, I don't know, एक scary word ही मुझे अभी समझ में आ रहा है.
हाँ, नहीं वो
एक डर लगता था.
डैडी की पर्सनालिटी ऐसी थी कि सबको ऐसे लगता था कि वो बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट हैं और बहुत, सी ही वॉज वेरी फर्म. ही वॉज नॉट ऑल द टाइम strict. He was very disciplined, he was very organized within himself, and that used to radiate. That's why people thought he's a very strict man, but he was not a strict man, not in the rude sense.
मैं इमेजिन ही नहीं कर सकता हूँ कि अमरीश पुरी कुछ कान में या सॉफ्ट विस्पर में बात कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, तो आपने वो इमेजिन किया ही नहीं होगा. आपको तो देखना चाहिए था कि वो अपने ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन के साथ में किस तरह से सॉफ्टली बात करते थे. तो ये तो मतलब दिस इज सीइंग इज बिलीविंग. यू हैड टू सी इट टू बिलीव इट. उनके अंदर भी वो मतलब ही वॉज अ वेरी सॉफ्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग एट हार्ट. लेकिन वो उनका भी वो ड्यूअल टाइप का होता था. लाइक घर के बाहर इन हिज प्रोफेशन ही वॉज completely different. Like, you know, the moment he stepped out of the house, sat in his car, the moment he said bye to everyone and sat in his car, he was a different personality, a different character, because then from that time onwards, he had that mental discipline ke, okay, now I'm getting into my character which I have to go and play, which I have to go and shoot. तो वो उनका फिर वो ये switch off हो जाता था, वो switch on हो जाता था, and that's how he used to this thing. And the moment he would come back, गाड़ी से उतर के, the moment he would enter the house, he was a family man.
आपको किससे ज़्यादा डर लगता था, मम्मी से या डैडी से?
डर तो लगता था, डैडी से डर लगता था, क्योंकि that was the ultimate threat which mummy would give me कि डैडी को बता दूंगी रात को.
सनी देओल and Ajay Devgan considered him as their dad. They were sons to him.
बिल्कुल सही. उनके दिल में इतना प्यार था डैडी के लिए और इमोशनली भी बहुत अटैच्ड थे बिकॉज सनी की पहली पिक्चरें डैडी के साथ में काफ़ी सारा काम किया है एंड डैडी वाज अ वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड ऑफ धर्म जी ऑल्सो एंड देन अजय के साथ में भी डैडी ने उसकी अजय जी की फर्स्ट पिक्चर की थी फूल और कांटे और इवन लाइकवाइज जैकी, अनिल जी, संजय दत्त जी, कुमार गौरव जी. मैंने बहुत बार देखा हुआ है कि जब भी सनी जी यहाँ से निकलते हैं या अजय जी यहाँ से निकलते हैं तो दे ऑलवेज लुक एट आवर होम एंड डैडी को ऐसे लाइक यू नो प्रणाम करके फिर जाते हैं.
अच्छा, बंगलों को देख के नमस्कार करते हैं.
हाँ, मतलब दे ऑलवेज टर्न एंड लुक एट द हाउस एंड गो. उनके भी दिलों में इतने सारे मेमोरीज होंगे तो फील्स नाइस.
Priyanka Chopra considered Amrish Puri as her guardian.
True. Priyanka Chopra ji, I remember in the initial stages of her career, she has received a lot of advice on, like, you know, she used to take advice from daddy because daddy liked to guide all these young actors and actresses whenever he was asked for advice, and his advice was always very, very valuable, you know.
I think she and her father, Priyanka Chopra and her father, Dr. Ashok Chopra, came home in your Jew house to take career guidance from Mr. Amrish Puri.
Yes, they have come home because Dr. Ashok Chopra ji was a good friend of daddy, and they thought, like, you know, daddy was a good guide to them for the film industry, and so they have come over here. Yes, I remember.
I had the experience of talking to Dr. Ashok Chopra on a couple of occasions. I met him. I think he was a fantastic human being.
Very nice, very nice. I still remember him. I have met him only once, but I remember such a fine gentleman, fine human being.
I remember he was shooting for something. There was a song. He was a singer. And I called him that I'm going to come and meet you. He said, don't call me. You don't need to call me. You just come.
Yeah, true.
Why are you wasting these 5 minutes? He told me. Just come here right now.
True. Yeah, very nice. Very nice human being.
Even Rani Mukherjee and Preeti Zinta were very fond of him.
They were doing a movie called Chori Chori Chupke Chupke. And daddy had his vanity van standing over there, but there was no other vanity van. And Rani Mukherjee and Preeti Zinta, both of them, उनकी vanity van शायद नहीं आई थी या कुछ हो गया था. And they were, so when daddy came out of the vanity van, he saw them and he said, आपकी van कहाँ है? तो they said कि हमारी van अब तक आई नहीं है. तो daddy got very angry with the producers and daddy said कि चलो आप मेरा vanity van use करो till the other vanity van comes. Daddy was very chivalrous and he used to always make sure that all the females around him were always looked after. उनका सबका, he used to make sure that सभी comfortable हैं, सब safe हैं.
वो vanity van मेरे नॉलेज के हिसाब से प्रोड्यूसर ने दी नहीं थी रानी और प्रीति को, और जब वो वापस आए तो वो बाहर एक छतरी खोलकर बैठ गए, और जब वो दोनों लड़कियां बाहर आई तो उन्होंने कहा कि आप यहाँ बैठ क्यों गए हो? तो बोला नहीं, आप लोग अंदर हैं तो मैं यहाँ कंफर्टेबल हूँ.
Absolutely. He was first and foremost, he was a very this thing, you know, he didn't want to disturb their privacy or anything like that. So, and Daddy was like mentally he was a very tough man. So उन्होंने सोचा होगा कि चलो यार बाहर इतना अच्छा छाता लगा दिया है, मैं बैठा हूँ यहाँ पे, let those ladies be inside the vanity van. He was very adjusting that way.
आप कह रहे हैं लेकिन बहुत कड़क धूप थी उस दिन.
हाँ, but for a man who has come up from strife and एक आदमी जिसने सभी टाइप के हार्डशिप्स देखे हैं,
Seen the terrain.
उन्होंने पूरी लाइफ देख ली है, तो उनको तो लगता है कि चलो यार ये सब मेरे बच्चे हैं, बच्चों को कंफर्टेबल रहने दो. वैसे भी but he was that way. He was a very giving type of a person, he would always first make sure that sabhi log comfortable and then he would look after himself.
And Amir Khan also came home.
I remember Amir Khan has also come over here to our place, and he was so respectful. Amir Khan had come along with Rajkumar Santoshi Saab to narrate some script or something like that, which ultimately didn't happen. But Amir Khan was so respectful that he chose to sit. डैडी के बाजू में ज़मीन पर बैठ के डैडी से बात कर रहे थे. डैडी ने उनको बोला कि आप ऊपर आ जाओ, इधर सिट नेक्स्ट टू मी. ही सेड कि मैं अभी तक वो लेवल के ऊपर, आपके लेवल के ऊपर नहीं पहुंचा हूँ, मैं नीचे बैठ के आपसे बात करूँगा. That was an incident which I remember when he had come over here.
His two other friends were Kamal Hassan and Rajnikant. They also loved him and respected him a lot. Though there is a very funny incident narrated in the book, The Act of Life, which I refer to again. Daddy refused one film with Rajnikant initially. He was slightly uncomfortable with Rajnikant's, he was maybe jumping around here and there, and probably, if he can call that as throwing weight. And then he came back from Chennai and told the producer, I'm not doing the movie. Later, after a few months, Rajnikant apologized and they went on to do 7 to 8 films together. Kamal Hassan came home. Tell us about that.
Kamal Hassan ji and his family, they had come over here. They spent almost a full day with us. Daddy was also at home, so we really enjoyed. And I think after that, then Kamal Hassan went on to direct Daddy in Chachi 420. And अगर आप रजनीकांत जी की बात करते हो, तो रजनीकांत जी had his own style. They had done one movie called Dalpati.
Very nice film.
Lovely movie, yeah. And I also remember how fond Daddy was of Chiranjeevi Saab, another great friend of Daddy. Daddy's done a lot of movies in the South. And of course, श्रीदेवी जी के साथ में डैडी ने बहुत काम किया है. In fact, I remember at a party we met श्रीदेवी जी, and or I think she was on the stage somewhere, and people were talking about her performance. Daddy was also there on the stage, so they were talking about her performance in Nagina and the beautiful dance that she did. So she jokingly just said कि मैंने तो डांस इतना अच्छा किया, लेकिन मेरे साथ में अमरीश जी थे in the frame, and मेरे ऊपर तो किसी की नज़र गई नहीं, सब लोग अमरीश जी को देख रहे थे.
वो सही है. Those big eyes, and the way he enacted that scene.
True.
Is unbelievable.
Yes, and Nagina ka that whole get up in that long robes. So I think that was another great movie, and of course Sridevi and Daddy, they shared a lot of respect and love for each other.
Rajiv ji, what exactly happened on 12th January 2005?
12th of January, Daddy passed away on that day. So he was at Hinduja Hospital, and complications and all that. So he passed away. And बस उसके बाद में then 12th को the news came on TV and the film industry announced shootings to be stopped. So 12th and 13th, I think 2 days the film industry was shut. 13th was Daddy's cremation took place at the electric crematorium at Shivaji Park, because he was an environmentalist at heart also. So he said, I knew that he wouldn't like wood burning, and so इसीलिए शिवाजी पार्क में हमने क्रेमेट किया.
But how did this illness suddenly come? I mean, it was a blood disorder. Had it anything to do with that accident which he suffered during Gudu Dhanwa's film Jal the Trap?
I don't know, and I can't pinpoint also, and I have not dwelled into it much. But something, it's a human body, and something कहीं ना कहीं पे कुछ हुआ होगा जिसके वजह से हो गया. And now this blood disorder is such a thing, nobody can control it. Otherwise, Daddy, the way he was maintaining his fitness and all that, I think he would have easily been around for another 25 years. लेकिन अब we could just not help it.
Actually, जाल मूवी में उनको क्या लगा था, क्या इंजरी क्या हुई थी, जो काफी फेस पर इंजरीज हुई थी, हेड इंजरीज हुई थी.
एक्सीडेंट्स होते रहते हैं. नाउ दिस बिकेम अ लिटिल bigger type of an accident. It was a motorcycle scene, and somewhere the motorcycle lost balance and
he fell down.
He fell down and he got injured.
He was driving the motorcycle?
No, he was on the back seat, and Sunny ji was riding the bike. But abhi these things do happen. Sometimes you lose balance, you're trying to focus on something else, and motorcycle loses balance or something like that. But both of them got injured. It was an unfortunate incident. So then, of course, Daddy recovered from there and did so many movies after that. So this was something that was destined to happen.
So what happened? I mean, when the blood disorder came in, I mean, was he getting fever?
Then he was being treated for it, and
was he getting any symptoms?
When we detected this blood disorder, he had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had about 9 movies on the floors, and but अपना डैडी का ट्रीटमेंट चलता गया जो कुछ भी था, और साथ साथ में ट्रीटमेंट चलता गया, और साथ साथ में डैडी अपना काम भी फिनिश करते रहे. बिकॉज डैडी वॉज वेरी अवेयर कि यार मेरे इल हेल्थ के वजह से किसी को कोई तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए, और कोई भी मेरा काम अधूरा नहीं रहना चाहिए,
किसी का नुकसान
नहीं होना चाहिए. तो ही गैदर्ड ऑल हिज स्ट्रेंथ एंड मतलब he finished, I think he finished everyone's work, सब काम finish करके I think the last day that he did his shooting was on the 24th of December 2004, and on the 12th of January 2005 he passed away.
That was for which film?
I think it was Subhash Ghai Saab's Kisna, if I'm not mistaken.
We lost a gem.
He didn't break down anywhere. Made sure that everybody's work got completed, all the shooting part was done, all the dubbing part was done, and uske baad mein then he...
the biggest achievement of your dad, what I rate it as, is the transition to mainstream,
Hmm.
whether it was Party, whether it was Bhumika, Nishant, Manthan, Dev.
Hmm.
But when he went to mainstream, he was mainstream.
A very rare case of an actor that was 1979 when Hum Paanch released. तो 79 से लेके 2005 तक Daddy was on top of the game. And he knew exactly what the audience wanted from him, and he gave the audience exactly what they wanted. Played to the gallery and added his theatrical flair to every character that he played. And every movie, if you see, he's always played that larger than life character. And like when we travel, we go wherever we go, all over Europe or wherever we go, he has fans all over the world. He had made his emotional connect with the children, with the middle-aged, with the elderly people, and the senior citizens. Across barriers, he made contact with everyone, and I think today also people watch his movies and they enjoy watching him.
I want to touch upon two dreams of Mr. Amrish Puri, which I gather from that book again, The Act of Life. He used to frequently see a dream that he's missing a train and his house is in shambles. Two dreams. One, missing a train, two, house in shambles. Did he ever talk to you about that at home? Did he ever talk to mummy about that at home?
These dreams must be coming from those earlier days of strife, जब struggle के जो दिन थे पहले के जो, तो वहाँ से वो ड्रीम्स चल के आते होंगे कि मेरा कुछ शायद ये भी होता होगा
वो जहन में था
प्लस उन्होंने he has also seen those partition days when वहाँ से पाकिस्तान साइड से फैमिलीज इस तरफ आ रहे थे, इधर के फैमिलीज उधर जा रहे थे, तो दे हैव डैडी और उनके डैडी के ब्रदर्स और सिस्टर ने, उनकी फैमिली ने ये सब अमृतसर स्टेशन के ऊपर शायद उन्होंने ये सब चीज़ें देखी भी होंगी, तो पुरानी यादें भी उनके लाइफ वॉज बिग स्ट्रगल एट दैट टाइम. मतलब लाइफ कितनी डिफ़िकल्ट थी वो टाइम पे. ये तो आज टुडे वी आर ब्लेस्ड विद एवरीथिंग.
आई एम नाउ टचिंग अपॉन टू रिग्रेट्स. One, he wanted to work with Raj Kapoor. Raj Kapoor offered him Ram Teri Ganga Maili.
Yeah.
But Mr. Amrish Puri could not do it.
I think at that time डैडी ने एक दूसरी पिक्चर का ऑलरेडी कमिटमेंट किया हुआ था, एंड डैडी वॉज वेरी क्या बोलते हैं, शार्प अबाउट हिज कमिटमेंट्स, कि अगर कोई प्रोड्यूसर, वेदर इज़ अ स्मॉल प्रोड्यूसर और अ बिग प्रोड्यूसर, अगर कोई प्रोड्यूसर के साथ में कमिटमेंट अगर किया है तो फिर दूसरा अगर कोई प्रोड्यूसर आ जाए तो डैडी यूज्ड टू टेल द अदर प्रोड्यूसर, इफ़ द सब्जेक्ट वाज अगर डैडी के लायक वो सब्जेक्ट था, तो डैडी वुड से दैट मैं नहीं जाके बोलूँगा उसको, आप खुद जाके वो दूसरे प्रोड्यूसर से बात कीजिए, अगर आप दोनों के बीच में अगर कुछ एडजस्टमेंट हो जाए तो मैं करूँगा, अदरवाइज़ अगर वो एडजस्ट नहीं करेंगे तो फिर मेरा कमिटमेंट उनकी तरफ है. तो ही यूज्ड टू बी वेरी फर्म अबाउट हिज कमिटमेंट. और राज कपूर जी के साथ में जब उन्होंने वो चाहते थे डैडी राम तेरी गंगा मैली करें, तब डैडी वॉज ऑलरेडी कमिटेड टू अनदर प्रोजेक्ट, एंड उसके वजह से फिर शायद वहाँ पे उनके वो सेट्स वेट्स लगे हुए थे. दोज वर नॉट सच बिग प्रोड्यूसर्स, बट उनके साथ में एक कमिटमेंट हुआ था, एंड उनके सेट्स लगे हुए थे, एवरीथिंग वाज रेडी एंड तो इसीलिए वो शायद नहीं कर सके. लेकिन फिर राज कपूर साहब ने वो वाली पिक्चर देखी डैडी की, और वो वाली पिक्चर देखने के बाद में कि वो देखना चाहते थे कि कौन सी वो वाली पिक्चर थी जिसमें अमरीश जी ने कमिट करके रखा हुआ था. वो पिक्चर देखने के बाद में ही कॉल्ड अप डैडी अबाउट 3 or 4 times टू टेल डैडी कि आपका परफॉर्मेंस वाज एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी. बहुत उनको वो वाली पिक्चर बहुत अच्छी लगी. आई थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन इट वाज वारिस.
No,
The movie.
it was Simi Garewal's Rukhsat.
रुखसत थी. अच्छा, या मुझे याद नहीं एग्जैक्टली, लेकिन दिस वाज वन इंसिडेंट विच आई रिमेंबर. एंड राज कपूर जी के साथ में तो डैडीज रिलेशनशिप वाज सो डीप एंड सो स्ट्रॉन्ग, सो रिस्पेक्टफुल, बिकॉज when daddy was young, daddy mummy were young at that time, उधर ही आरपी मसानी रोड के ऊपर ही सब रहते थे ना. तो राज कपूर एंड फैमिली, पृथ्वीराज जी कपूर एंड फैमिली, दे ऑल यूज्ड टू लिव ओवर देयर. मदन पुरी साहब यूज्ड टू लिव ओवर देयर. डैडी यूज्ड टू बी ओवर देयर ओनली ड्यूरिंग दोज टाइम्स. so they used to often meet. So that's how the relationship with the Kapoor family developed right from those days.
आना जाना था कभी डब्बू के यहाँ, चिंटू के यहाँ, या चेंबूर में राज जी के यहाँ.
राज कपूर जी के हर एक उनकी जब भी उनके फैमिली पार्टीज होती थी या कोई स्पेशल ओकेजन पे गेट टुगेदर होता, तो मम्मी डैडी would always go over there. And I remember having gone with them once and met all of them, met Raj Kapoor Saab, and I've taken his blessings. What a beautiful feeling that was.
His holy parties were very famous. Raj
Very
Kapoor ki
famous,
holy
yeah.
parties
Yes, I remember.
were very famous. Then Bachchan Saab's parties
Yes.
in
yes.
Holi became
Yeah,
famous.
true.
Did you attend any Bachchan Saab's Holi party?
Yes, I've been to one of them.
At Pratiksha.
At Pratiksha. Daddy
With
used
Dad.
to go there. Yes.
Steven Spielberg said Amrish Puri is the best villain
Yeah.
ever.
Yes. And he had he was so happy when finally Daddy agreed to do Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And he once asked Daddy, Amrish, how many movies do you do at a time? Like, how many movies are you doing right now? And when Daddy told him, right now I have 20 movies on the floor, he was perplexed, you know. He said, 20 movies at one time? How do you manage that? And he's written so many personal notes to Dad, and even when Daddy passed away, he wrote a special letter to us and all that. So he was very fond, and even Richard Attenborough Saab was very, very, very fond of Daddy.
Because your dad played a very important role in his film.
In Gandhi.
He played
Yes.
Mr. Khan.
Yeah, that's right.
So I remember Steven Spielberg coming to Bombay to do your dad's audition. Because your dad said that I will not go there. If he has to audition,
I don't think.
please
I
let
don't-
him come.
No, I don't think he came personally, but his audition team, the casting team came over here, and they must have auditioned many actors, but finally it was Steven Spielberg's call.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rajiv sir, but your dad first wanted to join the army.
That's right.
तो फिर क्या हुआ?
Yeah, that's another story. डैडी चाहते थे, सबसे पहला उनका एक ड्रीम था कि ज्वाइन करे आर्मी, मतलब डिफेंस फोर्सेस. तो उन्होंने आर्मी के एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम्स दे दिए, एंड एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम देने के बाद में फिर वेट कर रहे थे उनके कॉल लेटर के लिए, लेकिन वो कॉल लेटर आया नहीं, और फिर बॉम्बे आ गए. बाय दैट टाइम तो ही हैड रीच्ड बॉम्बे, तो बॉम्बे में फिर वो मेरे ग्रैंडफादर का फ़ोन आया उनको कि आपका आर्मी में सिलेक्शन हो गया है एंड आप आ जाइए. बट देन बाय दैट टाइम डैडी हैड ऑलरेडी decided what he wanted to do, and his work had already started, his government service had already started, and he had matlab, he had made up his mind that now he wanted to be in Bombay and pursue theatre and things like that. So that's how he couldn't join the army, but all the qualities jo daddy mein jo qualities the, that all those qualities were of an army officer. That discipline, that sense of punctuality, and that sense of, everything was like an army officer, right till the end. So wo tha, but he had special love for the armed forces, and he did a lot of things, whatever he could do for those army welfare association and all those type of things. Wherever he could do, he did for them, and he had a lot of respect for the armed forces as well as for the police force, the Mumbai police force. Lot of respect, and he would go out of his way to do whatever, whenever they had a function or something like that, he would always make sure that he was present over there. So that's how he had great relationships with these forces.
Your grandfather, who wanted him to join the army and perhaps felt that, okay, now he'll come back and, join, was not very happy that Amrish Puri is also getting into movies, because he was not very happy with Madan Puri's choice initially.
Yeah, so he was a bit of an orthodox, थोड़े से वैसे थे, but even in Madan Puri Saab's case, finally when he went and saw the first movie in which he acted, he went and saw it in a cinema hall alone, and then came home and patted him on the back and said, "You acted very well. You did a good job." So then he became sort of convinced that this is also a good field, and let him do what he likes to do.
But I heard something else, something that he saw a scene of Madan Puri where Madan Puri surfaces on the scene, and some other actor says, "Aa gaya," and he felt very bad about that dialogue.
Yeah, but then maybe Madan Puri Saab had to convince him that it's just a dialogue of a movie and it doesn't have anything to do with real life.
And your dad was also not very happy with what happened with KL Sehgal.
Yeah.
जो
Daddy was very...
जो दारू की आदत हो गई थी सहगल साहब को, और उसके लिए ही ऑलवेज फेल्ट कि दिस लाइन एक्टर बनना, वन कैन डेविएट टुवर्ड्स वाइसेस.
बट वो मेरे ग्रैंडफादर जो हैं वो मेरे फादर को भी जानते ही थे. दे न्यू दैट माई फादर वॉज अ डिसिप्लिनेरियन एंड ही वुड नॉट गेट इनटू एनी रॉन्ग हैबिट्स. तो उतना तो कॉन्फिडेंस उनको था,
वो फेथ था
कि ये अमरीश कोई गलत काम नहीं करेगा.
One more regret besides Raj Kapoor. Your dad mentions in the book The Act of Life Again that DDLJ won 10 trophies. I should have got an award. I was hurt.
Initially, he did feel like that, but उसके बाद में once momentarily उन्होंने फील किया, लेकिन फिर उसके बाद में कभी वापस उन्होंने ऐसा फील नहीं किया, बिकॉज डैडी को जो उनके जो फैंस के पास से जो उनको जो प्यार मिल रहा था, जो एड्यूलेशन मिल रहा था, जो एडमिरेशन मिल रहा था, तो उसके साथ में मेरे को लगता है कि डैडी was more than happy, and he knew that he was always on top of his game. So I don't think he really,
He didn't hold on to it.
not at all.
I distinctly remember the role of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan in Mohabbatein after DDLJ was written for your dad.
Yeah.
And he went on to do only a cameo.
Yeah.
We all know that Amitabh Bachchan walked down the 11th road of Jew scheme to Yash Chopra's house and said, I want work.
These are like film industry के stories हैं, but
ये stories नहीं, ये established facts हैं.
I remember Adi Chopra ji telling, मतलब he told dad के Amrish ji, I want you in my movie, even if there's a small cameo, please agree to do it, because you have been my lucky mascot, so please do this thing. And daddy loved Adi Chopra ji so much as he loved Yash ji and the whole family. So daddy, he to immediately agreed to do that.
Did you see Gadar 2?
I saw, yes.
And Manish Wadhwa played your dad's role.
Yes, I know, but I know. Even when I was seeing it, I was remembering Daddy. But very good attempt by the actor who did Daddy's role. Everyone who watches Gadar is going to remember Daddy. तो वो तो है ही, that is.
Only your daddy.
नहीं, but
of course, I'm not saying not Sunny or not Amisha. I'm saying when you compare Manish Wadhwa and Amrish Puri, Zameen Asman ka fark tha.
I think it's not fair to compare such a senior actor with such a huge background to an actor who's just come from theatre and who's doing this role. So I don't think we should make any comparisons.
Were you not called for the 25 years of Gadar celebration? You should have been there.
होता तो अच्छा होता. मैं travel कर रहा था. I तो just came back just a couple of days back. But my son Vardhan got a message for this particular.
He got the invite.
He got the invite, and but I couldn't make it.
But I didn't see him there.
Maybe he's got his own commitments, and so that's why he may not have been able to go over there.
आप गए set पर?
Not really.
क्यों?
Not much. क्योंकि
इतनी फिल्में की, I mean, I can't imagine him sitting at home any day.
I'll tell you why. When Daddy was at his busiest time, when he was coming up as an actor, I had chosen my career already. I'm basically by qualification, I'm a marine navigator in foreign waters. So I used to be, most of the time, I used to be sailing, doing cross-Atlantic Ocean, cross-Pacific Oceans. And I used to be a navigator on ships, like how a pilot is on an aircraft. So I was a navigator on ships. So my 11 and a half years, I was continuously sailing, and I used to be in India for a month in a year or something. In a year, एक महीना मैं आ जाता था इधर छुट्टी पे. So that's why I got busy with my career, and till I was sailing, I hardly had any time. And when I was down on my leave, I used to be most of the time with the family and all that, and daddy, mummy के साथ में घर पे enjoy करता था. So that's how it was. That was the design of my life. So I really didn't get much time. Uske baad mein then when I came and settled down over here in India, I had to then we started our family business and I started looking after that.
तो फैमिली बिजनेस क्या है?
We are investors basically. We invest in real estate, we invest in stocks, we are you could say I'm an opportunistic investor. Wherever I see a good opportunity, I invest.
तो कभी डैडी को ले गए शिप पर कि आज मैं ये शिप पर नेविगेट कर रहा हूँ, आप भी चलो?
No. My ships never came over here to India. In fact, I was working with a Norwegian company, and I used to join in one of the ports in Europe, or I used to join the ship somewhere in Singapore or Japan or something like that, and then joining the ship from there and doing cross oceans, cross Pacifics or cross Atlantic, and then from there I would come down on leave, fly back to Mumbai. So my ships never came over here to India.
तो जब आप घर आते थे तो मतलब यू वर हार्डली देयर, यू आर सेइंग, तो उस दौरान काफ़ी फिल्में डैड की रिलीज हो चुकी होंगी, तो आप कैचअप कब करते थे उन फिल्मों के साथ?
मैं आता था और फिर बाद में on those videos I would catch up whichever movies were not, if I couldn't catch up that movie in a cinema hall, I would catch up on the video or something like that.
हाँ, उन दिनों में VCR आ चुका था 80s में.
Yeah, that's right. Or I used to ask for those VCRs. They would come on my ship and I would see it over there.
Those were the days when you and Amrish sir and your mother used to stay in King Circle with Madan Puri Saab together.
No. Our house was in Santa Cruz. So then from Santa Cruz we came over here
to Juhu.
Yeah.
But before that आप लोग साथ में रहते थे?
Before that was when I was born. I was born in King Circle at a maternity home over there, and that time my parents used to live with Madan Puri Saab and his family over there on RP Masani Road, very close to VJTI.
आपके बड़े अंकल चमन जी भी वहीं रहते थे और फिर वो मूव आउट हो गए?
हाँ, पहले वहीं रहते थे, उसके बाद में then he moved out to his own residence, but पहले वहीं पे रहते. That was our first house. And मेरे फादर के 2 elder brothers थे, चमन पुरी साहब एंड मदन पुरी साहब, एंड मेरे फादर के फर्स्ट कज़न ब्रदर KL सहगल साहब थे, कुंदन लाल सहगल जी. एंड उन्होंने ये RP मसानी रोड पे बिल्डिंग बनाई थी. तो उन्होंने जब बिल्डिंग बनाई तब मेरे फादर के एल्डर ब्रदर्स, ओल्डर ब्रदर्स यहाँ पे शिफ्ट हुए, एंड देन दैट्स हाउ. So actually KL Sehgal Saab was the first person in our family to come into the film industry. That was in the early 1930s.
He is in the history books, and so is your dad, and so is Madan Puri Saab.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
and Chaman Puri Saab also, for so many movies that he did when our film industry was in Lahore. Then from Lahore, the film industry shifted to Mumbai.
How were your relations with Madan uncle?
We were a very close-knit family. So even my grandfather, till his last day, I remember, मेरे grandfather didn't ever like the word cousin brother. He would say, what cousin brother? They are your brothers. They are your sisters. So all my cousins, all my first cousins, my grandfather or my dad's older brothers or my dad's sister, even my dad's younger brother, Harish Lal Puri, they would never consider anybody within our family as he's my cousin, he's my this thing. My grandfather's rule was they are all your brothers and sisters.
There was a very interesting line in Amrish Puri's autobiography where he says that Madan Puri Saab was a practical man and he gave me a very good suggestion. that you should now have your own house?
Yes, that's true. And of course, my parents were also very practical enough to have wanted their own house because the family was growing. Even Madanpuri Saab's family was growing, Chamanpuri Saab's family was growing. I was also born when we were all together in RP Masani Road, King Circle. So then everyone had to have their own house. So that's how we shifted to Santa Cruz.
Your sister was also born in King Circle, Namrata.
My sister was born in Santa Cruz.
You stayed for a long time in Santa Cruz.
Yeah, long.
I think nearly 30 years.
Yeah, exactly 29, 30 years of my life I've lived in Santa Cruz. Yes.
फिर ये जू का ख्याल कैसे आया?
No, we had to, this thing, you know, we saw this beautiful property and we wanted to develop it. So that's how we came over here to Juhu, because this was in the suburbs. We wanted to be over here in this area around Santa Cruz and around this area because we loved this area. So at that time, in the 1980s, Juhu scheme was happening. All the good development was happening over here. So
And all big stars were here.
Yeah, maybe
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, so we were in the vicinity of a lot of this thing, and it was like an activity center, you know, like
Own
a
fraternity.
lot of activity concerning the film industry was happening over here.
आप जू की बात कर रहे हो तो मुझे याद आ रहा है, इसी लेन में डैनी साहब रहते हैं. खैर आजकल तो वो सिक्किम में ज़्यादा समय गुजारते हैं. एक फिल्म थी घातक, जिसमें आपके डैड ने इतनी अच्छी एक्टिंग की थी कि जितना कहा जाए उतना कम है. आई नो योर डैड रेट्स गर्दिश as one of his best films or perhaps his best film.
नहीं, गर्दिश के साथ साथ में डैडी के काफ़ी सारे फेवरेट मूवीज हैं, जैसे लाइक नेगेटिव रोल्स के भी certain movies are there which daddy found them to be very interesting characters.
I'll ask you to name those, but I remember that incident in Ghatak where there's a scene where उनके गले में पट्टा बांधा हुआ है.
That's right.
And the moment the film released, Amrish Puri's fans, if I can use the word, घेरावड Danny's house.
True.
And said that how could you tie this patta on Amrish Puri, because Danny was playing the villain in that.
True.
And Amrish Puri was playing Sunny Deol's father.
Yeah.
फिर क्या हुआ?
Even I've heard of this incident, though I didn't go and see the crowd over there. क्या हुआ था वो? But I've also heard that such an incident did happen. But उसके बाद में मुझे लगता है कि डैनी साहब ने आके शायद क्राउड को बोला होगा कि भैया ये एक फिल्म है, अमरीश जी और मैं, वी आर द बेस्ट ऑफ फ्रेंड्स, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है, ये फिल्म के 2 कैरेक्टर्स हैं, अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स हैं, तो इसको आप डोंट मेक इट सो पर्सनल. तो मैं भी अमरीश जी से उतना ही प्यार करता हूँ जितना आप लोग प्यार करते हो, तो ये कुछ नहीं है. और सो दैट्स हाउ लाइक यू नो द फैन क्लब, जो डैडी का जो फैन क्लब जो भी होगा, वो दे मस्ट हैव अंडरस्टूड के ओके यार.
आपके घर के बाहर भी लोग आके खड़े हो जाते थे, मैं सुनता था.
यहाँ पर?
हाँ,
यहाँ पे तो हमेशा there were always about 50 people standing outside waiting for him to leave for a shoot or waiting for him to come back. तो वो तो चलता ही था. अभी डैडी तो he had a fan following. I think the whole of the country was his fan. He had so many fans. Everybody loved him. I've not heard of a single person saying that, like, you know, I don't like him, I don't love him. Everyone loved him, so that's how.
Including the politicians.
Oh yes.
Who are seldom vocal about their choices.
Oh yes. politicians, so they loved him, the sportsmen loved him, the defense forces, the army, the navy, the air force, all, there are so many people who have loved him. The police department, they loved him. And I think every year Daddy used to be among the chief guests at their annual, उनका जो होता है ना annual program जो होता है, it is held somewhere in Naigaon. So so many of those functions I have been with Daddy and attended those.
Any cricketers you remember who were very close to him and you also happened to meet them?
Many of them must have met him, but I remember Sachin Tendulkar once meeting Daddy, and we all were there together, and it was a beautiful experience because Daddy also had equal respect. Of course, we all love him so much.
Tendulkar came home?
No, we met outside. I think we met at one of the hotels somewhere. We had gone to a hotel's restaurant for dinner, and we met him over there.
Politicians, I think it was Indira Gandhi, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Yes, they have come and seen Daddy's theatre plays, and what I have learnt is that Indira Gandhi ji had told her staff that she would sit for about an hour, watch the play, and then she had some other commitments and all that. But then she got so much involved with the play that she told her staff that I would like to sit till the end of the play and watch the whole thing. So please adjust my other programs. And she was there right till the end.
And what happened when Atalji met him?
Atalji also, he has he had met Daddy quite a few times, and I think they knew each other since a long time, and he's come and watched a couple of Daddy's plays, and he had met Daddy somewhere, I think at the premiere of Tal, if I'm not mistaken.
Subhash Ghai's
in
movie.
New Delhi. Yes.
Yeah.
So they were very they were good friends.
You mentioned he liked a lot of his roles which were negative.
Yeah.
And I said I will ask you to name those films.
Mm.
Tell us.
There was a movie called Varis with
Smita Patil.
Patil ji and Raj Babbar ji. That movie had Daddy doing a Haryanvi Jat type of a evil man, you know. Very powerful portrayal, very powerful performance. आपको जब चांस मिलेगा तो देख लेना.
देखिए.
प्रियदर्शन जी की एक मूवी थी कॉल्ड सजाए काला पानी. उसके अंदर भी एक बहुत क्रूअल टाइप का रोल किया है. मतलब डैडी ने लाइक यू नो दीज आर द मूवीज विच स्टैंड आउट फॉर मी. रोल तो उन्होंने बहुत अलग अलग नेगेटिव रोल्स के अलग अलग तरीके से उन्होंने किए हुए. जैसे कोयला, राकेश रोशन जी की कोयला, दैट हैड अ different aura, different feel about it. Vidhata, Subhash Ghai ji ki Vidhata had a different feel. विश्व आत्मा, त्रिदेव, सब अलग अलग टाइप के different get-ups, different characters, a different type of evil thing. तो ये सब चीज़ें ऐसे तो काउंट करो तो देर आर सो मेनी. मेरे लाइक यू नो आई कैन मेक, आई थिंक डैडीज डन 400 मूवीज आउट ऑफ विच मे बी आई थिंक डेफिनेटली 300 to 350 movies must be like, you know, you would feel के wow, what a character, what a this thing. Because हर एक फिल्म के अंदर वो जो उन्होंने जो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन के साथ में उन्होंने जो बिल्डअप किया है कैरेक्टर, तो दैट showed in every movie of his.
स्टैम्प ऑफ अथॉरिटी, हिंदी में बोलते हैं छाप छोड़ दिए.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
बैरिस्टर चड्डा का जो रोल था
What a role.
दामिनी
that was.
में.
दामिनी.
वो बाल ऐसे करना, वो किसकी आइडिया थी?
आई थिंक डायरेक्टर का ही आइडिया होगा. लाइक अभी वो
राजकुमार संतोषी.
हाँ, राजकुमार संतोषी साहब. उन्होंने भी क्या कमाल के कैरेक्टर्स दिए हैं. व्हाट ब्यूटीफुल मूवीज ही इज मेड. एंड क्या अलग अलग टाइप के कैरेक्टर्स उन्होंने जो डैडी को जो दिए हैं पोर्ट्रे करने के लिए, कमाल के थे.
बलवंत राय.
बलवंत राय वाज
घायल.
घायल.
कितनी बार देखी है आपने घायल?
आई थिंक आई मस्ट हैव सीन इट ट्वाइस एट लीस्ट.
Twice only.
हाँ, बट
Trust
वो
me,
तो-
I've seen it at least 10-11 times.
अच्छा. नहीं, but when I watch the movie twice, then it just gets imprinted in my mind. So I think twice is enough. I would have loved to see it more times, but वो time भी ऐसा था कि like I had to take care of so many things, and Daddy always every year he used to have about 14 to 15 releases.
मम्मी पॉजेसिव होती थी डैडी के बारे में. He was a villain. Sometimes girls are dancing around him.
Yeah, मतलब ठीक है. They were like mature enough to understand all these things.
थोड़ी भी तकलीफ नहीं
Daddy,
हुई शुरू में समझने में?
I don't think so, because mummy has always seen him in theatre doing different types of roles and all that. And वो theatre के बाद में at the age of 41 or 42, Daddy got his actual success in the commercial cinema with Hum Paanch. And उसके बाद में by that time तो mummy and daddy they were quite seasoned. They knew exactly the ways and the ways of the industry and everything. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
आपके मॉम और डैड की बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग लव स्टोरी है. बताइए.
When Daddy came to Mumbai, he had to support himself and he had to sustain over here with his family. So then he took up a job with the Employee State Insurance Corporation. It's a central government. It was a central government job. And my mom was also over there in the same Employee State Insurance Corporation. And that's how they were both lower division clerks when they met. That's how they met. They fell in love. Then they got married. So their story started from there. And both of them were very good at sports and athletics. And both of them were very fitness conscious type of people. So that's how I think they clicked. Now Dad was very fond of, he was an actor from his inner calling, and now he had to do something to keep honing his skills, to keep sharpening his skills. So that's how he started theatre over here. Theatre started in 1961, 62 sometime. Then Girish Karnad noticed him, B.V. Karanth noticed him, Shyam Benegal Saab noticed him, Govind Nihalani Saab, all these people, they noticed him, and that's how he started his journey with, what do you call it, experimental cinema, art cinema, parallel cinema, whatever you call it. And that's where, when he did all those movies, he got recognized, and then he came into the commercial cinema. And then
we'll get a little more into the theatre, but before that, was your dad a very good badminton player?
Very good, yeah. He was a very good badminton player. He had some very good talents, He used to play very good badminton, and he used to be an athlete. He was a fast runner for his college, and he had a very good sense of music, and he was a very good flautist. He used to play the flute very well.
Wow.
So yeah, he was in his college ka musical group, and he used to play the flute, and very good at it. I've heard him playing beautiful tunes on the flute.
Why I asked you badminton was because someone told me that he went across in that organization where he was working with your mother and asked her for a game of badminton, and she said no. And he said, okay, if you don't like my game, you stop midway and go away. But she liked his game so much, and then she liked him also. That's another story, of course, which you already told us.
Yes.
But did dad tell you all this? Sometimes you share with their children how I met your mom.
Yes, I know.
Was.
I know for a fact that they met on the badminton court, and that's how they
Love blossom.
Made friends, and that's how the story started.
They had to face a lot of parental opposition.
Yeah, because my father was a Punjabi, my mom was from my mom's parents were from Karwar, that's north of Karnataka. So two different cultures coming together. It was tough for them at that time, but then fortunately everything, both the parties agreed, and then of course everything was so good for them, from culture point of view, everything became good for them.
And that's why you are sitting here and I am sitting opposite you.
That's right. Yeah.
थिएटर से एक बहुत बड़ी बात जुड़ी है आपके डैडी की. एक प्ले था एक और गर्बो. वो महेश भाट बहुत बार देख चुके थे. आपके डैडी ने अपने बुक में लिखा है द एक्ट ऑफ लाइफ में कि सारांश मूवी जो भट्ट साहब की नंबर 1 मूवी मानी जाती है, वो उस प्ले से इंस्पायर्ड थी. स्टोरी काफी सिमिलर थी.
Saransh was inspired by that.
Bhatt Sahab used to come and
oh yes, he was a regular for all of Daddy's plays. He was a regular. He used to come wherever Daddy would be doing any of his stage plays and all that. He would be there. He would love to come and watch. He was very fond of theatre. Bhatt Sahab has been always very fond of theatre.
I think there was something like he used to come and see the same play 6-7 times. Once just for the acting, once just for the lights.
Yes. He would. But he was a very, very sharp and focused spectator of a play. He would go into the fine things like ये वाले प्ले का लाइटिंग कैसे हुआ है, ये प्ले में परफॉर्मेंस कैसा है, ये प्ले में डायलेक्ट कैसा है. So many things he was very observant about things. So he would love to come and watch the play again to see from watching a play from different perspectives.
Who were Amrish Puri's friends in the industry?
Oh, I think everyone was his friend. मैंने कभी डैडी को सुना नहीं ऐसे बोलते हुए कि he is my friend or he is not my friend. ऐसे कभी there's never been anything like that. Everyone was his friend. Everyone loved him and he loved everyone. That was his.
But phone पर कभी बातें लंबी
phone पे कभी डैडी ने इतनी लंबी बात किसी के साथ में की ही नहीं है. I don't think he has ever spoken to anyone for more than 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And he would कोई ऐसे लंबी अच्छा भैया और सुनाओ ऐसे टाइप का I've never heard him. He was to the point. फ़ोन के ऊपर बात अगर हो रही है 3 से 4 मिनट के अंदर वो पूरा मैसेज टोल्ड, मैसेज कन्वेड, मैसेज हर्ड, बात हो गई. Then he would get down to his job.
कभी डिनर्स, कभी लंचेस, पार्टीज, गेट टुगेदर्स ऐसे नहीं होते थे जहाँ डैड जाते थे या आप लोग होस्ट करते थे?
डैडी और मम्मी have attended a lot of parties, a lot of dinners and all that, and we've had the good fortune of having Bachchan Saab and Jaya ji at our residence. We have had dinner over here at our residence with Subhash Ghai Saab, Anand Bakshi Saab, Yash Chopra ji and Pam Aunty ji. So we've had a lot of dinners over here, and then a lot of our the theatre groups. So डैडी का जो थिएटर के जो ग्रुप है उनके भी डिनर्स यहाँ पे हुए हैं.
Amrish Puri Saab was Bachchan's favorite. He was initially very happy that Amjad Khan was with him in films. But then when Amrish Puri also started, you know, in 80s coming a lot into films, Bachchan Saab was very happy that he was there.
Yeah, I'm sure he must have been very happy because Bachchan Saab and Daddy almost started their careers together commercially with Reshma aur Shera when they were together. Dutt Saab ki picture, Reshma aur Shera. And that's how their friendship has blossomed right from that time and developed into years and years of friendship. And they've done so many movies. I think they must have, I can't even count how many movies they've done together. But every movie has been a landmark movie.
Take us through Dad's association with Dilip Saab.
Dilip Saab and Daddy have also done many movies. I think the first movie that they did together was Vidhata, if I'm not mistaken. And Dilip Saab, right from that movie, he was so fond of Daddy. He used to always compliment Daddy. बोलते थे कि Amrish, I love everything that you do, every movie. Like, you know, your presence on the screen. Almost 7-8 movies तो किए ही होंगे दिलीप साहब के साथ.
Was Dad also a one-take artist, or was he like something like how Amir Khan says, one more take, one more take?
Dad would always appreciate an actor who was well prepared for that particular shot. जैसे डैडी अपने scenes के लिए he used to always go well prepared because he had that theatre का discipline. So he used to be fully prepared.
And if the other actor was not prepared, he must be having his exasperation.
Yeah. वो भी, see, it's also about age, it's also about experience. So sometimes younger actors do tend to take it a little easy, but he understood what a young actor also needs. Sometimes a young actor needs a little bit time to come up, you know, step by step.
What was Dad's equation with his contemporaries? Like Kader Khan, for instance, Shakti Kapoor, Prem Chopra, Amjad Khan. Those actors who did villainy in those days around him.
Yeah.
Or with him.
Dad was never in that zone of like, you know, I'm competing with somebody or something. He was managing his own things, and he had good relations with all the contemporary actors.
I'm quite impressed by the fact that at 70, Dad did not have a bulge. Who escapes a bulge beyond 50?
That's one very good observation from you. And I must tell you that Daddy, right from his childhood days, he was always a fitness freak. And like you must have understood from the badminton and the athletics and all that he has played, he was always a very sporty type of person and very, very aware of his fitness. He was a fitness guy. So जब यहाँ पे बॉम्बे में भी जब आए तो when he would finish in the evening from his government job, when he would finish his work, he would straight away go to Pedder Road, because Pedder Road के ऊपर Talwalkar's gym was the first branch which opened at Pedder Road. And Daddy was one of the first few people to become a member over there. So he had good rapport with all the Talwalkar brothers and all that. And Daddy enjoyed his exercising. He was, if you would see his physique, you would be surprised right till the end. At the age of 70 also, he maintained a V-shaped body, and like doing pull-ups and all that for him was so comfortable that he would be talking to his grandchildren and all that, and he had that pull-up rod, and he would keep on doing his pull-ups and talking to his children, and he would be doing 20, 21, 22, and like, you know, without, it was so easy for him. Like, we would also be wondering, like, you know, how he does it.
Was he very particular about what he ate?
Very
What did he
particular.
like to eat?
Very simple. Without nutritional value, he would never put anything in his mouth. He was very strict about his diet. And yeah, they were like, you know, maybe on a Sunday at lunchtime or something, he would cheat a little bit here and there. But otherwise, he was very strict about his nutrition and his diet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Salman, Shahrukh and even Amit ji used to tease him कि आपके डब्बे में तो सब वेजिटेरियन है, घास फूस है.
Yeah. So he would take it very sportingly, but he said, "यार, I'll stick to this. आप लोग खाइए, जो खाना है वो मैं अपने." But he would like, you know, my mom and my wife, they would make sure that his lunchbox was packed with the right type of food, the right type of nutrition, and he was very happy eating that.
Even if he left early in the morning,
Yeah,
his dabba
Yeah.
was ready.
because the house always knew what time he has to leave for a shoot in the morning.
तो कभी सलमान के डब्बे से नहीं खाया वो सब बिरयानी मटन जो उसके
नहीं नहीं
घर का
ऐसे-
एकदम फेमस है.
अभी वो लाइक, यू नो, ऐसा कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट भी नहीं होता था. ही वॉज क्वाइट दिस थिंग, बट मे बी वुड टेक अ स्पून ऑफ इट एंड टेस्ट इट. तो ही वुड टेल अस ऑल्सो, यू नो, कि आज टुडे आई टेस्टेड सम बिरयानी फ्रॉम so and so's this thing. But overall, he would stick to his diet and his nutrition.
He was very fond of cars and hats. The hat which you are wearing, I think ये inspiration
नहीं, ये-
उनका ही है.
Yeah, of course. I've been inspired by his style of dressing and his the way he styled his himself. Yeah, he was very fond of cars, and he was very fond of boots, footwear, and he was very fond of course, his hats. He had a huge collection of hats, which we have preserved very carefully, all his hats. And,
कितने 50 थे?
yeah, I think 85 or 90 hats. उनको भी प्रिजर्व करके रखना पड़ता है अच्छी तरह से. And he was very fond of his. He loved the way he would dress up in his own unique style. He was always styling himself. I don't think he followed any fashions or anything like that, but he had his own style.
He used to wear those trench coats and you know, in many movies.
Yeah, the Vishwatma types.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had, but he used to love wearing his suits. He used to love wearing suits, and also his personal collection would come out only when the days he was, like, you know, feeling nice and relaxed and, you know, getting ready in the evening to go for a party or a dinner or something like that. But otherwise, in his everyday life, where he was so busy with his work and all that, तो फिर तो फटाफट तैयार होके, like, you know.
सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल ये है कि वो आंखें बड़ी करना कैसे आया? या बड़ी आंखें पहले से थी, या वो सीन में करते थे जब वो डर जाते थे या चिल्लाते थे इस सीन में? तो एक बहुत ही खास किस्म का स्टाइल था जो कभी नहीं भूल सकता.
तो वो भी उनका एक जब उनकी जो थिएटर की जो प्रैक्टिस होती थी, तो थिएटर के प्रैक्टिस में फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस किस तरह के होने चाहिए फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर सीन और फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर. तो वो सब, दैट आई थिंक इवन प्लेइंग विद हिज आईज was a part of the training that he had received when he was in theatre, and that he brought that training into the movies.
घर पर ऐसे
यही
नहीं,
हुआ
आंखें
होगा।
बड़ी नहीं होती थी।
नहीं ऐसे तो, but he had very expressive eyes. आंखें उनकी बहुत एक्सप्रेसिव थी, लेकिन ऐसे ज़रूरत ही नहीं थी यार। घर में तो आई टोल्ड यू ना, घर में तो ही वॉज काइंडेस्ट ह्यूमन बीइंग।
बिकॉज वो एक इंसिडेंट है उनके बुक में द एक्ट ऑफ लाइफ में कि इब्राहिम अलकाजी का जो एक सीन था, वो अपने कंबाला हिल टेरेस पर एक प्ले कर रहे थे जहाँ ही वॉज प्लेइंग धृतराष्ट्र and he had to keep his eyes open without blinking.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it. And when he told Ibrahim sir, he said, "What can I do? You have to do it." And then he says that he did it for 17 minutes.
True.
Holding it without a blink.
Yeah. He could do that.
That's virtually impossible.
But he was a man with a very strong willpower. He's done it for a movie called Oh Darling Ye Hai India. शाहरुख जी के साथ में एक मूवी की थी उन्होंने। तो वो वाली मूवी के अंदर डैडीज प्लेड द रोल ऑफ डॉन किहोटे। तो वो मूवी में देयर इज अ डायलॉग आल्सो व्हिच सेज दैट लाइक यू नो समवन आस्क्स हिम के आप आंखें ब्लिंक नहीं करते हो? तो बोलते हैं नहीं, मैं ब्लिंक नहीं करता हूँ, क्योंकि जब आंखें मैं ब्लिंक करता हूँ तो दुनिया बदल जाती है। So that's I think he's done it for that movie also. He had those strong, you know, you have to have that strong determination ke I'm not going to blink for 10 minutes, and you should be able to do that.
ये एक मैनरिज्म ही कहते हैं इसको, एक पर्सनैलिटी मैनरिज्म ऑन स्क्रीन which you know you become synonym with, you become famous with.
True.
And I remember, if you take Meri Jung also, the way Anil Kapoor says Thagral, that style of saying, I'm sorry, I can't do it, but वो अदाएं, वो मैनरिज्म्स आजकल क्यों नहीं है? आप पिक्चरें तो देखते हैं आज भी, आप थिएटर में भी जाते हैं. If I'm not wrong, you often go to Jew PVR, Lido. You see so many movies. Where have all those mannerisms? Where has all that style? Where have all those dialogues disappeared? Where have all those stories disappeared?
मैं भी अपने आप से पूछता हूँ ये सब क्वेश्चंस, लेकिन अभी मूवी का जो फिल्म मेकिंग का जो स्टाइल है डिफरेंट हो गया है. वो टाइम पे मूवी मेकिंग में ठहराव होता था, जो आजकल लोग चाहते हैं कि यार फटाफट स्टोरी आगे बढ़े, तो तो पहले जैसे वो डायलॉग्स नहीं सुनने में आते हैं.
आपको दुख नहीं होता?
होता है. वो भी एक दौर था, ये भी एक दौर है.
ये तो राजेश खन्ना का डायलॉग हो गया.
Yeah, I know.
I remember Rajesh Khanna was the first choice for Virasat, and even Dilip Kumar, the role which your dad did.
राजेश खन्ना के बारे में तो मुझे जानकारी नहीं है, लेकिन विरासत का मैं जानता हूँ कि विरासत के लिए जब फिल्म मेकर्स गए थे दिलीप साहब के पास में, तो दिलीप साहब ने उनको फिल्म मेकर्स को बोला कि भैया ये वाले रोल के लिए तो मुझसे ज़्यादा जस्टिस तो ये रोल अमरीश जी कर सकेंगे, तो आप अमरीश जी के पास में जाइए, ये वाला रोल उनके लिए बना हुआ है.
That's a huge compliment actually.
Yeah. मैंने आपको बताया ना, दिलीप साहब he loved daddy, he was very fond of daddy. He always used to compliment daddy, and compliments coming from such a great actor meant so much for my father, who like an ordinary man has seen Dilip Kumar's so many movies and all that. And my father, daddy, like he couldn't believe. He used to tell me sometimes कि यार मैं जिनको मैं पर्दे के ऊपर जिनकी मैं पूजा करता था, उनको मैं उनके साथ में मैं 1-to-1 मैं सीन कर रहा हूँ मूवीज में. when he did Vedanta.
Dad also did a lot of films with Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, so many movies. I think बहुत सारी मूवी. शाहरुख की फर्स्ट मूवी दीवाना से लेकर so many movies. And Shahrukh he's always had so much love for daddy. I know, like, you know, he's so much of love, so much of respect, and daddy also loved him so much, you know. Daddy always used to say that इतनी मेहनत करता है, इतना he's so hardworking. He will get to that point जो whatever he has decided.
उनकी 2 फिल्म्स में तो डांस भी किया है, DDLJ में भी डांस किया है और परदेश में भी डांस किया है अमरीश पुरी ने.
Yes. I know. Daddy was, yeah, true. Great movies.
Have you ever seen Dad dancing at any party? Did you ever have that privilege, I would say?
When we would have our family get-togethers and all that, so when everybody around is dancing, so he also would dance, and especially he would be overjoyed, you know, dancing with grandchildren के साथ में. तो उनको तो बहुत मज़ा आता था. वो grandchildren जब डांस कर रहे होते थे या हम लोग सब कर रहे होते थे, तो he would also join in. But he was very musical minded. He was a very good singer, and he had that rhythm. He had that rhythm in him. Daddy has sung I think almost 8 or 10 songs, if I'm not mistaken. He sung a song for Aaj Ka Arjun. He sung a song for so many movies. Shararat ke liye bhi he has sung a song. सावन कुमार जी की एक पिक्चर के लिए भी.
तो आप लोग जब पार्टीज में जाते थे या रिलेटिव्स के यहाँ कभी जाते थे, तो कुछ फरमाइश होती थी कि कुछ डायलॉग्स बोलकर बताओ या डांस करके बताओ? कुछ तो ऐसी
नहीं,
पर्टिकुलर सीन्स होंगी, कुछ पर्टिकुलर डायलॉग्स होंगे.
आई थिंक ही वुड कीप इट ऑल टू हिमसेल्फ. बहुत ज़्यादा भी वो नहीं. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा कोई इंसिस्ट करता तो देन यू नो हिज मोगैम्बो खुश हुआ वाज हिज one liner which everyone was very happy to hear, but otherwise not really, like, you know, बहुत ज़्यादा.
सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन. अभी तक का इंटरव्यू आई होप आपको पसंद आ रहा है, लेकिन आगे बढ़ने से पहले थैंक यू. आप सभी ने मेरे इंटरव्यूज को बहुत सारा प्यार दिया है, बट आई हैव बीन टोल्ड कि आप में से सिर्फ 8% लोगों ने इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब किया है. व्हाट आर यू वेटिंग फॉर? सब्सक्राइब बटन दबाइए, बेल आइकॉन पे क्लिक कीजिए. अगर आप टेक्नोलॉजी से ज्यादा वाकिफ नहीं हैं तो आस्क अ फ्रेंड और योर चाइल्ड टू हेल्प यू and subscribe to never miss any interviews on the Vicky Lalwani show. And now back to the video. How is Vardhan doing as an actor? I ask you this question also, that how did you react when Vardhan said that I want to become an actor? Because just a few minutes ago we spoke about your grandfather being a little reluctant towards Madan Puri Saab and Amrish Puri Saab getting into acting.
No, for me, I knew right from Vardhan's childhood that he's made for the entertainment industry.
कैसे?
Because right from childhood he's always been acting in school plays, and if he's not doing a school play at home, he's entertaining us. He keeps making these small skits. Then he's done a lot of theatre, like during his school days, and then during his college days. He has been trained by the great Satyadev Dubey ji, who was my father's partner. And Dubey साहब के पास से पूरा एक्टिंग का पूरा ट्रेनिंग लेने के बाद में he's done theatre with another group. And उसके बाद में फिर then after he finished his BMS, that means Bachelor of Management Studies. The day he finished his exams, I knew that he wanted to be trained in the
Field of
film
acting.
industry as an actor. So I took him straight to Yash Chopra ji and to Adi Chopra ji, and they were so happy, and they so happily involved him in Yash Raj films. And then Vardhan has done 3 complete movies with Yash Raj films as an assistant director. Ishak Zadeh and Shuddh Desi Romance and Dawat-e-Ishq. One good thing was that Adi Chopra ji told him that every day you have to write. You have to write and express yourself on paper. So that is how he's written a lot of stories and all that. And that's how, after doing all these things, then he decided to become an actor.
His first film, Ye Sali Aashiki, may not have done well, but I hear that he has signed 2 Plum projects currently.
Yeah, but Ye Sali Aashiki ke baad mein he's had 4 or 5 releases,
Yeah.
other movies, and
Yeah.
now he's got 2 projects which are almost getting completed.
And these are big projects.
They are big projects, and they are on the verge of release. By the year end, they will be releasing. So
Are you going to tell us about
looking
them?
forward. I don't think at the moment I would like to say anything.
Not
but
allowed.
yeah, let it be a surprise for everyone.
You know, when we spoke about your grandfather, being reluctant towards your dad becoming an actor, I am reminded of the first screen test that your dad gave. He wanted to become a hero.
Yeah.
Remember this because we just spoke about your son, Vardhan. And Devendra Goyal was the maker.
Correct.
And he said you have a very harsh face, stony face,
Yeah.
hero nahi.
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. और काफ़ी सारे जब उन्होंने स्क्रीन टेस्ट किए थे, विच डैडी के पास से मैंने सुना है कि काफ़ी सारे स्क्रीन टेस्ट हुए थे, और सब लोगों ने यही बोला कि ये तो आपका तो हीरो जैसा फेस ही नहीं है, इतना हार्ड फेस है आपका, आप तो हीरो बन ही नहीं सकते हो. आप देखते हैं लेटर ऑन क्या होएगा, जब ज़रूरत होएगी तो आपको बुला लेंगे. तो डैडी निराश थे वो टाइम पे, मतलब उनको भी उनका जो सपना तो जो था वो अधूरा रह गया वो टाइम पे. बट देन एज डेस्टिनी हैड इट, आफ्टर सो मेनी ईयर्स he got what he wanted in life.
You know, after 85, he didn't do plays. Was it because Amrish Puri became very busy with the mainstream movies?
Yeah, he did become very busy.
He came back to plays much later.
Yes, because there was a time when, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला कि Daddy was continuously doing, because he had so many movies in hand. He was, for so many years, he was doing double shifts, leaving home in the morning and returning not before, after the end of the second shift. So tirelessly he was doing double shifts and all that. तो theatre के लिए फिर theatre का एक अलग type का commitment होता है, जो which you have to rehearse and you have to polish your act before you go on the stage and do it. टाइम नहीं मिला वो टाइम पे, और जो चीज़ों का कमिटमेंट डैडी ने किया हुआ था वो सब चीज़ों को कंप्लीट कर रहे थे. फिर उसके बाद में थोड़ा टाइम निकाल कर, बहुत मुश्किल से टाइम निकालते थे, लेकिन निकाल कर फिर थिएटर को थोड़ा थोड़ा वो करते रहे. बट जितना वो चाहते थे उतना हो नहीं सका.
सत्यदेव दुबे के साथ बहुत ही गहरा रिश्ता था.
बहुत गहरा रिश्ता था. यस. See, at that time, बॉम्बे में मराठी थिएटर होता था और गुजराती थिएटर होता था. जब when Daddy just started his हिंदी थिएटर over here, हिंदी थिएटर ज़्यादा होता नहीं था बॉम्बे में. हिंदी और इंग्लिश थिएटर was just at that time just budding होता था. They had just in fact started. So डैडी और दुबे साहब ने, they were one of the first few people who started Hindi theatre in Mumbai. तो they've been partners since that time. And Dubey Saab was very good at directing plays because he was also a student of Ibrahim Al-Qazi Saab. And Daddy was also a student, and Daddy had done acting. Dubey Saab had excelled, and he had specialized in direction of theatre. So they formed a partnership. They started a company called Theatre Unit, and then they started doing Hindi theatre.
He even financed Satyadev Dubey's plays at some point.
हाँ, when उसके बाद में तो then by God's grace जब Daddy के पास में जब like when he started getting the money and all that, so Daddy never forgot his
First love.
that was theatre. And for theatre he would, because theatre में there was no income as such, और income जो भी आता था it was a very cut to cut thing, कि यहाँ से पैसा, यहाँ से इतना theatre में कमाया तो इतना है, for those hall theatre rents and things like that. तो कमाते भी थे और खर्चे भी उतने हो जाते थे, तो it was like that. So Daddy used to whatever best he could, he did.
There's a very famous scene in Party which tends to go viral on the internet very often, where Raina Saab, Om Puri Saab and your dad are discussing, is art political?
Yeah.
Should actors raise their voice when issues happen in the country? That's the crux of the scene. What do you think? Should they or should they not? Because in today's times, you can easily say that they don't raise their voice.
If something has to be done for humanitarian causes, which is away from politics, if something has to be done for humanitarian causes or for the underprivileged people who live on this earth, then an actor should raise his voice because an actor will be heard. So if it is for a good cause and if it is going to help a particular, if it is going to help human beings, underprivileged human beings, then it's important that you must raise your voice, but not for anything political.
But if a political decision is being debated and it's there's a large section of the people feeling it's not correct for the country, then shouldn't an actor at least put in his opinion at times, if not every time?
If he's asked to, then he may decide whether to do it or not. It's up to him. It's up to the actor how he reacts to such a thing.
So you mean to say art and politics should be largely separated and should not be
Yes.
mixed? That's what you're saying.
Yes. And through art, if you can if you can portray a character who can send a particular message,
The right
the right message, then that can be looked into.
Your dad was very fond of Sanjeev Kumar,
Yes.
the great actor.
Yeah. Sanjeev Kumar was a great theatre actor, and Sanjeev Kumar was also trained by Satyadev Dubey Saab. So
That same batch, I think, when McMahon was also with them.
McMahon was was junior,
Okay.
but Sanjeev Kumar ji was of that same batch.
Mhm.
Yes, I remember that because Sanjeev Kumar and Daddy did their first movie together, which was Hum Panch in 1979. So yeah, they shared a great rapport.
He mentions in the book, your dad mentions in the book, The Act of Life, Sanjeev Kumar died an unhappy man.
I don't know much about that because that was something which
Is it something to do with the fact that he was unsuccessful in love? He was not lucky in love?
उनके पर्सनल लाइफ के अंदर मैंने कभी कुछ ज़्यादा देखा नहीं है.
Also, very thick with Rajkumar.
राजकुमार जी के साथ में डैडी ने he's done a few films with him, and the one incident that I can remember is that Rajkumar ji was also a very, like, you know, he was a very high-handed man and a very stylized actor. लेकिन एक बार सेट के ऊपर राजकुमार ने जब डैडी के साथ में कर रहे थे, सीन कर रहे थे, जब द मोमेंट दैट सीन गॉट ओवर, तो राजकुमार ने सबके सामने बोला कि आज 2 शेरों की टक्कर हुई है.
वाह.
So, like, you know, daddy felt good about it because राजकुमार जी ऐसे टाइप का, you know, कभी किसी के बारे में बोलते नहीं थे.
You said your dad had a great love for music.
Yeah.
Who was Amrish Puri's favorite singer?
हमारे फैमिली में तो KL सहगल साहब का तो बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग इन्फ्लुएंस था, एंड डैडी के तो फेवरेट सिंगर्स रफ़ी साहब थे, मन्ना डे जी थे, मुकेश जी थे, हेमंत कुमार जी थे, अमंग द मेल सिंगर्स. बट डैडी का किशोर कुमार जी के साथ में एक स्पेशल अटैचमेंट और लव था. एंड डैडी ने तो एक पूरा USA का पूरा टूर किया हुआ है किशोर कुमार जी के साथ में. आई थिंक ड्यूरिंग दैट टूर दे डिड सम 15 shows और समथिंग ऑल ओवर US. डैडी किशोर कुमार को बोलते थे, यार आपके जैसे, काश मैं कभी आपके जैसे गा सकता. तो किशोर दा ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू टेल डैडी के, यार मैं काश आपके जैसे ये सब रोल्स कर सकता फिल्मों में, तो मुझे भी कितना अच्छा लगता. यू नो, सो इट वाज लाइक दैट टाइप ऑफ बैंटर. एंड डैडी वाज वेरी वेरी डिस्ट्रॉट व्हेन किशोर कुमार साहब पास्ड अवे इन 1987. मैं बॉम्बे में ही था और रात को हमको पता लगा उनके बारे में, तो हम रात को इमीडिएटली डैडी को मैं कार में ले गया किशोर कुमार जी के घर पे, एंड वी वेंट टू हिज हाउस. He was there, like, you know, we went into his bedroom to do our namaskar, this thing. And उनके किशोर कुमार जी के रूम में his bed was there and he was over there, and just behind the bed was a huge portrait of Saigal Saab, KL Saigal Saab. Just one portrait over there. So we were so touched, like, you know, matlab that was something which I can never forget. And डैडी और किशोर कुमार जी की दोस्ती एक अच्छी, that was a lovely chapter of daddy's life.
Rajiv Saab, this has been a very, very exhaustive, comprehensive, and a very informative interview. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I just hope that wherever your dad is, he's watching this interview and saying, Mugambo Khushua.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you.